Mariah Carey is more than a pop icon. She is the living embodiment of resilience. Her voice has become a sanctuary for millions, a refuge where unspoken pain finds recognition, and where joy and hope echo through time. From Vision of Love to All I Want for Christmas Is You, her music transcends entertainment. It carries emotion, memory, and survival. Behind the fame, however, lies a life marked by hardship, isolation, and unrelenting challenges. Through broken homes, lost love, and health struggles, she has transformed suffering into art. Her story is one of rising after falling, of creating beauty despite adversity, and of using music as both shield and weapon. Mariah's journey proves that a voice can heal not just listeners, but the singer herself, becoming a beacon for generations navigating their own battles. Early childhood in Huntington. Born on March 27, 1969, in Huntington, New York, Mariah Carey's early years were defined by instability and the quiet tension of a fragile family. Her mother, Patricia, was a dedicated opera singer and vocal coach whose passion for music filled small apartments with hope, while her father, Alfred, an aeronautical engineer, carried the dignity of a man determined to provide stability. Despite their love, society viewed their interracial marriage as defiance, not devotion, casting long shadows of judgment over the family. Constantly uprooted and living in temporary apartments, Mariah learned from a young age to sense danger, observe carefully, and adapt silently. Music became her sanctuary as she hummed against the tension, finding her first solace in the trembling glow of candlelight and the keys of her mother's piano. Even as chaos and scarcity surrounded her, a quiet flame of talent and determination began to grow. Formative years and the power of music. Mariah's childhood was shaped by both deprivation and creativity. With money scarce and warmth intermittent, she learned to survive emotionally and physically, developing resilience from hardship. The isolation of moving between temporary apartments, alongside the pressure of being mixed race in a world that struggled to place her, cultivated a deep self-reliance. Music, however, offered continuity and solace. From the age of 5, she began echoing opera notes, not to impress anyone, but to create a space of safety and identity. In her mother's piano, Mariah found a confidant, a place to absorb and transform her fears into sound. Music became the language through which she understood the world and herself. It was in this environment of adversity and creativity that the foundation for her extraordinary vocal range, emotional depth, and artistic intuition was laid, making her not only a singer, but a storyteller of her own survival. The leap to New York City. At 19, Mariah moved to New York City with nothing but determination and a suitcase of dreams. The city's unforgiving environment tested her endurance as she navigated auditions, low-paying jobs, and temporary apartments. Every day was a lesson in resilience. She learned to persevere when overlooked and to turn rejection into motivation. Nights were spent with a buzzing keyboard, wrapped in blankets, using music as warmth against the harsh realities outside. Her voice became both shield and weapon, carrying her through exhaustion, fear, and invisibility. In those moments of struggle, she promised herself that even if no one heard her, she would continue singing. It was this unwavering commitment to her craft that would eventually attract the attention of Tommy Mottola, setting the stage for her meteoric rise while honoring the years of quiet endurance that had shaped her character. Discovery and debut fate intervened in 1988 when Mariah's demo tape reached music executive Tommy Mottola. He recognized the brilliance that had been cultivated in the shadows of hardship. Her talent, honed through years of survival and practice, was undeniable. The first recordings with Columbia Records marked a pivotal transition from survival to recognition. Vision of Love, her debut single, exploded on the airwaves in 1990, revealing a voice shaped by necessity and refined by perseverance. Mariah's story of deprivation, cold nights, and small victories became intertwined with every note, resonating with listeners around the world. Her rise was not instantaneous stardom, but a culmination of endurance and self-belief. The debut album's success and Grammy recognition solidified her position as a vocal powerhouse. Yet for Mariah, the triumph was never about fame. It was about proving that a voice born of struggle could finally be heard. The weight of early fame. With early success came immense pressure. By the early 1990s, Mariah Carey's every move was scrutinized, and perfection became both expectation and burden. Long hours, endless rehearsals, interviews, and photo shoots took a toll on her physical and emotional well-being. Despite global adoration, she experienced profound isolation and exhaustion. Even while singing to thousands of fans, she sometimes felt unseen and unrecognized beyond her talent. The applause, while validating, became another measure of pressure rather than relief. Yet, through this intensity, she continued to create, finding small triumphs in songwriting and performances. Music remained her sanctuary, offering a space where her identity could exist without compromise. Carey's early fame illustrates the duality of success, public glory shadowed by private strain, and her ability to navigate both with resilience. Personal trials and heartbreak. Mariah's private life mirrored the complexity of her public existence. Her marriage to Tommy Mottola, initially perceived as a fairy tale union, eventually became a source of confinement and quiet distress. The luxury and safety it offered came with restrictions and control, making her realize that devotion and freedom are not always aligned. She endured emotional suffocation, often expressing herself through secret songwriting and reflective creativity. Leaving the marriage in 1997, Mariah reclaimed autonomy, taking nothing but her name and her voice. The experience shaped not just her personal perspective, but also her art. Albums like Butterfly became extensions of her journey towards self-possession, translating private liberation into musical narratives that resonated universally. These moments reveal the courage required to prioritize one's inner life amidst public expectation, career reinvention, and redemption. After the early 2000s, Mariah faced professional setbacks, including the collapse of her Virgin Records deal and the critical failure of Glitter. These events forced a period of withdrawal and introspection, where even the piano, the once comforting constant, felt heavy. For months, she avoided singing, confronting the fear of being defined solely by her talent. Her return in 2005, with the emancipation of Mimi, marked a rebirth. The album's success demonstrated her resilience and the ability to reclaim agency over her artistry. Songs like We Belong Together exemplified emotional authenticity and strength, offering proof that survival and patience can lead to renewed acclaim. Mariah's career rebirth was not only a professional achievement, but a declaration of her personal power, showing that setbacks can catalyze creative reinvention. Legacy and influence. Mariah Carey's influence extends beyond records sold or awards won. Her music has become a cultural touchstone, providing emotional refuge and empowerment for generations. Beyond singing, she is a mentor, a mother, and a symbol of perseverance, embodying the triumph of spirit over circumstance. Her vocal prowess, songwriting talent, and emotional authenticity have set new standards in the music industry. Songs like All I Want for Christmas Is You demonstrate her ability to connect universally while maintaining personal expression. Through decades of highs and lows, she has demonstrated that legacy is measured not only in fame, but in the lives touched, the inspiration provided, and the courage displayed in confronting adversity with unwavering grace.